Hi, and welcome to another Average Joe Hockey Report. In this video, we talk about the gold medal game, what I think the Americans did right, and what I think the Canadians did wrong. What the Americans did right offensively at first was put on relentless pressure around the half-minute mark of the first period. I say the half-minute mark because I felt the first 5 minutes the Canadians were playing well, but then the Americans took over. Especially on the one shift where the Canadians, most notably Jacob Pelletier, looked tired, as Pelletier himself seemed to have trouble taking away the point shot due to fatigue. The Americans also positioned themselves well and were in the right places on both goals. While it would have been better for the Americans to have continued the offensive momentum that they had, that they ended up losing, that would be the only mistake that the Americans made. They made up for that by taking away the middle of the ice and taking away any danger zone chances, making goaltender Spencer Knight's job easier, as he only had to face long shots or low percentage shots for the most part. The biggest save that I could think that Knight made was on defenseman Braden Schneider, who isn't too skilled offensively, or at least they didn't show that, in the tournament. While the only thing Knight could have done better was control his rebounds, his defensemen were there to clear any rebounds that he would give up. What went wrong for the Canadians, in my opinion, was given the fact that they were outplayed in the first period and had trouble marking their men. They also had, probably should say that they also had trouble in the early parts of the second period. I already talked about how Pelletier allowed the point shot to get to the net due to fatigue, but on that same play, Caden Gooley allowed Alex Turcotte to have inside positioning on him and did not tie up Turcotte's stick on the deflection goal that made it 1-0. Also, nobody was there to help Devon Levi when Trevor Zegras would score and would not be marked, as he was able to quickly grab the puck and score where Levi wasn't able to react quick enough. From there, the only thing the Canadians did right was starting to play more in the offensive zone, but even then they just looked flat. They at times tried to skate it in the zone, only to end up losing it or go offside. Sometimes the play does call for skating it in the zone, and they were successful at times, but sometimes they were better off chipping it in the zone. They did it sometimes, but not enough. The Canadians also didn't establish any net presence and didn't capitalize on the rebounds Spencer Knight was leaving out. They did get into a few scrambles where Knight seemed down and out, but didn't capitalize on those either. There were also times where when they tried to make a centering pass hoping someone was there, but the lanes were not even open for that pass to be made. Some players even tried to be too fancy, and some of the defensemen took what I like to call, as a Habs fan, a Brett Kulak shot, which is a shot attempt just for the sake of making a shot attempt that would end up hitting a defender's shin pad. The Canadians also missed a lot of shots on the Canadians also missed the net on a lot of shots as well, which didn't help their cause. I will also say that head coach Andre Tourigny deserves heat too. He didn't make the adjustments from the bench to break down the American system. And while I didn't mind him giving more shifts to Bowen Byram and Jamie Drysdale, they had most of the shifts in the third period. Having Quinton Byfield on the ice, who is maybe one of Canada's worst forwards, and to have him on the ice for the last minutes is poor player deployment, in my opinion. In my opinion, the 6 skaters that should have been on the ice should have been Drysdale, Byram, McMichael, Cozens, and the 5th and 6th skater could be a choice of either Peyton Krebs, Alex Newhook, or Cole Perfetti. Byfield's game last night was the exclamation point as to how his tournament went. Considering he's a second overall pick, I feel like this was a really lackluster tournament for Quinton Byfield. What summed up his tournament was even one play where it looked like he was going to cut in and drive to the net, but was too slow in regards to his foot speed and was too slow to shield the puck and would lose it to defenseman Cam York. While York, I would say, was one of the most underrated defensemen in the tournament, it just goes to show that Byfield's ice time should have been limited due to his lack of production and how lackluster his performance was. One would even say that if Kirby Dach didn't get injured, that you could maybe say that Byfield should have been a healthy scratch for the gold medal game. Anyways, this video is based on opinion, doesn't necessarily imply the reason that a team won or lost, and it may have had a few missed factors as well. This is just what I think went wrong for the Canadians and went right for the Americans. So if I'm wrong, don't belittle me, educate me. Take care, everyone, and follow my Instagram page, Average Joe Hockey Report, and my YouTube channel, Marty Tommy.